Welcome to the setup. On today's episode, I want to talk about the broadhead and the arrow that I'm going to be using this fall. I'm a mechanical broadhead fan. I've been shooting them almost exclusively since about 1997. I used to shoot fixed blade heads, and I had a lot of trouble with getting perfect accuracy on, consistently perfect accuracy, especially if I made a bad release or if the wind was blowing. I just never felt like I could hit exactly where I was aiming with the fixed blade broadheads. And I know they've come a long ways in design, but that got me started on mechanicals back then. And I've just stuck with them ever since. My focus has always been on the smaller cutting diameter mechanicals. I don't believe that the really big ones are as effective on the widest range of hits as the smaller ones. I just feel like you hit a shoulder blade with a really big opening broadhead, you're going to have a hard time getting penetration. So the stuff that I've shot over the years, let me grab one. So this was the Rocket Steelhead, and a lot of people probably remember that head through the years. It's not made anymore. That was one of my favorites. So I tried to find something that was the closest to that I could find, and I came up with the B3 XO3. So that's this broadhead right here. And this is the one that I'm going to shoot this fall. It doesn't take too much pressure to open the blades, but yet they stay forward and closed in flight. That's important. You don't want them popping open, although they have so much or so little surface area that you're not going to get a lot of wind planing from them anyway, even if they do open. But you don't want a blade to open up in flight. So you always want one that has a good system for keeping the blades closed. This one's good. And according to Brian Jones, the inventor, because of the way that they're shaped, where the blades are on the side of the ferrule, it kind of causes the arrow to continue to turn as it goes into the animal, increasing penetration. And I don't know if that's true or not. I love Brian. I don't think he makes that stuff up, but I haven't shot him, so I can't say that this is exactly what happens. But I do like just the overall design. Again, small cutting diameter, similar to the steelheads that I liked so well. You can see it's 1.5 inches or less, and very durable, very solid design, and sharp broadhead, will penetrate well. That's what I want in a mechanical. The most accurate broadheads that I've ever shot were mechanical broadheads. And again, like I said, there's lots of people that have these, more advanced tuning methods, maybe, I don't know. I always felt like when the chips were down and my technique maybe was a little bit rough, my shooting form was a little rough, that I wanted all the forgiveness I could get. So even though maybe I could get the fixed blade head to shoot well on the range, I always liked the mechanical, from the hunting standpoint. So that's the broadhead. The arrow, it's either going to be and this is the T64 Easton. It's a reverse taper, and they did that to give it a little bit of a natural forward of center balance point. I can find it here for you. So you can see it's a ways forward of center with that 100 grain broadhead on there. There's been a lot of testing done as far as like how much forward of center is perfect, and I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of it is just, that thing spins real nice. A lot of it is like splitting hairs. If you're in the 11 to 15%, 11 to 20% forward of center, so like you say, 10% or 11% of the distance in front of the center compared to the full length of the arrow, that's what FOC, forward of center, like how much ahead of the center of the physical center of the arrow is the balance point. So like I said, if you're in that 11 to 14, 11 to, some people even say 20%, it's all going to be good. And I've shot, tons and tons of different FOCs over the years, and I haven't really noticed that much difference. I mean, we're hunting whitetails at 20 or 30 yards. This isn't super technical stuff. So that's one arrow option. And the other one, and I've shot this one over the years plenty, and that's the FMJ. And I always feel like the FMJ, I like the FMJ because it's a good weight for whitetail hunting. The grains per inch of the shaft combined with the tip, combined with the fletching, and you add it all up, and you come up with an arrow that weighs, you know, a nice probably 6 grains roughly of arrow weight, total arrow weight per pound of draw weight. So I feel like that's a really good number for whitetail hunting. That's my selection for this year. I'll let you know as the season goes how this stuff is performing. It's I'm excited about trying a new broadhead. You know, like I said, I've tried to find something to replace that Rocket Steelhead for years, and hopefully this is a really good option for that. Well, I appreciate you joining me. We'll see you back here in the future for another episode of The Setup. And remember to always dream big.